What you are seeing on your screen is Vitrica, the new heavy blade you can get by finishing the Glassmaker finale on Nightwave. Take note, this is not yet a fully modded Vitrica. This weapon only has primed Pressure Point, Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds, and Drifting Contact, and as you can see, it's already destroying these high-level armored enemies easily. Well, this is just a taste of the power of this new weapon. Now this is Vitrica fully modded, and whooping Orokin butts like they are nothing. I will show you how to emulate this insane combo, but for now, let's get to know Vitrica a little better. First of all, you get this weapon from finishing off the Glassmaker boss. To build it, you would need to have enough Orokin cells, tempered Batholite, purified Hesiphron, and Oxium. At first glance, you will notice that the blade has decent crit chance, and a very good status chance and slash damage, which would lead you to thinking that this is another Gram Prime or Guillotine Prime. Well, it can be used that way, and it can compete with the spin-to-win madness of these mentioned heavy blades, but Vitrica has a special feature which is unique to other weapons. Using an aerial attack during aim, glide launches glass projectiles that glasses and freezes enemies in place for 7 seconds over 5 meters. Slam attacking these glassed enemies will shatter them and can then deal massive area of effect bleed damage afterwards. However, you should be mindful that glassed enemies will have glass removed by any damage, including damage over time effects. Also, glass explosion inflicts self-stagger, but it won't be an issue if you will use the waves generated by the ground slam. The waves also count as heavy attacks and as such, benefit from the ×2 increased critical chance bonus from mods like Sacrificial Steel. However, there's a better way to increase the red crit numbers of this weapon, without adding too much former just to fit in sacrificial mods. With the build I'll be showing later, you will just be investing 2 former, and this will let you kill high-level enemies easily. Now why am I telling you all of these? Well, simply because, what I'll be sharing here is not your average whack the melee key until enemies die. Don't get me wrong, Vitrica can be used like the normal heavy blade. You can make it a spin-to-win weapon with the help of the cleaving whirlwind stance, or you can go jump and slash with your tempo royale. The damage is also decent, but this shattering combo is special and way better compared to just whacking this melee weapon in the face of an enemy. First, let's discuss the Vitrica build. Like I've said, you only need 2 former to replicate this build. To ramp up the critical chance to red crit numbers, we will be using Blood Rush and the Gladiator mods on our Deconstructor Prime. At 12 times combo multiplier, you will inflict red crit numbers with Vitrica using this setup. Also, Weeping Wounds is a great mod for this setup as it increases the bleed damage to enemies. Try testing it with level 145 Corrupted Heavy Gunners with, and without Weeping Wounds. With this mod, you will inflict as much as 200k to 300k bleed damage at max combo count. It can even go around 600k to 800k sometimes, while it will only be around 25k to 30k bleed damage, and sometimes can cap to 80k without Weeping Wounds. The rest of the mods, except for Primed Fury and Spoiled Strike, are self-explanatory. All these damage, critical damage and elemental damage mods are here to gain maximum damage from each slam attacks of Vitrica. On the other hand, both Primed Fury and Spoiled Strike are a personal preference. I did add Primed Fury because I want a constant good attack speed on my Vitrica. Attack speed does increase how fast you can swing this weapon, and I prefer being able to swing it faster. It's also a good choice since I have Spoiled Strike to further increase the damage dealt by this weapon. But like I've said, these are just personal choices. You can go with Berserker if you want, and if you don't like the negative attack speed of Spoiled Strike, then you can replace it with a critical damage mod. Now, I know some of you will suggest Seismic Wave, but in my opinion, Spoiled Strike is better since it gives a more reliable damage boost for this weapon. This mod does increases the ground slam damage by 200%, allowing ground slams to deal 3-fold their usual damage, but this does not apply every time, you see. Only the small area of effect damage part is affected, not the direct hit damage. Thus, total damage output is not tripled. Don't get me wrong, you can still receive the 200% damage boost from this mod while using Vitrica, but the thing is, I still prefer a more reliable damage source, and just slam the ground without any hesitation. The only problem with this build is it doesn't have any combo duration mod, which is a major factor in making this Vitrica build hit hard. The only solution I have for this is using Naruman Power Spike, which means no Zenuric Energy Regen, and you will have to rely on Energy Orbs and Arcane Energize. Well, energy isn't a problem though with our first Shattering combo. The first few seconds of this video did show you Nidus wielding this weapon, and basically, any frames that has a grouping ability can perform this combo. Nidus has his lava, and this is very good for this combo since we want all enemies to be blast before we hit them with a ground slam. Remember that the glass projectile can only affect enemies within 5 meters, and you should use a grouping ability first before performing this combo. If you would like to try this combo against endgame enemies, you can use the usual endgame setup for Nidus. No Helminth ability, just pure power, strength and range to both survive and pull a crowd of enemies easily with his lava. But breaking enemies with this combo doesn't stop here. All warframes can group enemies right now. Remember that we got the Helminth system, which both has lava and ensnare as subsumable abilities. Between the two subsumable abilities, I find ensnare more fun to use with this Shattering combo since it has way better pull range compared to the Helminth version of lava. So, this was the build I'm using with Loki while using Vitrica. Aero Vantage plus Patagium allows you to moonwalk in the air after throwing the glass projectile. This gives you more time hanging in the air, which makes it easier to aim and slam a target area. Now, why did I choose Loki for this synergy? Well, it's because of the stealth damage multiplier. I did experiment if the slam damage will be affected with stealth bonus, and it looks like it is. Since I'm seeing an increase on damage, and those normal damage values does turn yellow, which indicates that it has been buffed by the stealth bonus. Other warframes can make this combo also super fun, and only if Digital Extremes did not get rid of Wukong's Iron Vault augment, then we could possibly see a nuking Wukong again with this combo. Nonetheless, it's still a very powerful combo against endgame levels that you must try. I will experiment more on other combos with Vitrica, and I'll let you know if I find another broken synergy with it. Let me know in the comment box below on what are your thoughts about this new weapon. Also, be sure to check back later, as I'll be hosting a giveaway for Nisa Prime Access, plus more insane combos coming up. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future.